Hi, my name is Schaible. I'm 23 years old. I grew up in a Christian home, and ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to be an artist. I went to college at the Cleveland Institute of Art. I went there to study automotive design. And when I was in college, I was really career focused and kind of fell out of my faith a bit and really focused on trying to find a job in this career field of being an artist. And I also loved painting as well, but didn't know how I wanted to use that gift. After college, I moved here to Detroit to start a career as an automotive designer. And I also started going to Woodside at the same time. And during that time, I really was able to reconnect with God and reaffirm my faith in Him. I really felt like God was calling me to something more than just my 9-to-5 job. I'm a single guy, and I think God was calling me to use my gifts during that season of singleness and not just kind of dwell on that. And so I really prayed a lot about what I should do and how He wanted to use me. So during that season of prayer, God really started to speak to me, and He was showing me some posts on Instagram actually of somebody who went to my school, and he started a ministry out in California called Faces of Santa Ana. And what he does is paints portraits of people experiencing homelessness. He then sells those portraits and then gives the proceeds back to his clients. And I really felt like God was asking me to step into a ministry like this, but I really wasn't sure quite how that was going to happen or if I was the right person for that. But I decided to give Brian a call, and we chatted over Zoom. And he was like, "Hey, do you want to start a Faces of Detroit?" And I was like, "Sure, I guess so. That's pretty intimidating, but I'd be willing to try a portrait and see how it goes." So actually the very next day, I was driving home from church, and I saw a man on the side of the road, holding up a sign, and he was asking for money. And I went up and introduced myself, and we started talking. And I had mentioned to him about the ministry that I just now agreed to do. And he agreed and thought it was a great idea. So I got his picture, and I started working on his portrait. And his name is Manny. So when I finished Manny's portrait, I set up a portrait reveal with him. And so what that is basically a time where I can show him really how God sees him. Lord is working in your life, man, and I know He's not done with you yet. We were able to do his portrait reveal, and he was super blessed, and it was a very emotional moment for both of us. As I was looking back over the footage, when I got home, I realized that we were doing this reveal in front of a huge map of Detroit. And I was like, that's kind of crazy. We didn't plan this at all. And so I felt like God was calling me to go back over there and take a picture of the map. And He was speaking to me like, this is where your ministry is going to be on this whole map. At that same moment, somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm homeless and I could use some food." And I was like, okay, that's kind of freaky. Like, God, is this like another person? So I introduced myself to him, and we started talking, and his name's Kevin, and he was my second portrait. And so at this point, I've now done 6 portraits, working on 7, and I've sold 2 already. So once a portrait is sold, I work with the client to figure out what they need and how they want to spend their funds. So I actually help them steward their money in a way that's beneficial to them. Many people have reached out to me expressing how this has blessed them and really changed their perspective on the homeless community. And I feel so thankful just that God has blessed me with this gifting to create and to bless others in our community. God gives us each a gift for a reason. And I believe that if we just take a step of faith and reach out, that He's going to use that in ways that we couldn't even imagine.